Hi there, welcome to my channel. Today I felt guided to do a reading for the Divine Masculine Twin Flame Collective. Please keep in mind that this will be a general reading, and so it won't resonate with everyone. Just take what resonates with you and leave behind the rest. So first I want to look into the Divine Masculine's overall energies at this time. What is in the Divine Masculine's overall energies? Choices. So I feel a lot of the Divine Masculine at this time may be taking a look at how they feel and how they want to move forward in this twin flame connection with their Divine Feminine. However, I do also feel that a lot of the Divine Masculine may be at a bit of a fork in the road at this time in their lives in general, and so they may be figuring out where they want to go with that. So it may be that they have some choices that they need to make with their work situation, with their home life, if they're in a karmic relationship or just another soulmate connection, they may be needing to make choices there as well. And so there could also be a bit of confusion and overwhelming energy for the Divine Masculine at this time. So if you're in communication with your Divine Masculine and they're kind of being a little bit hot and cold or back and forth, maybe they've withdrawn a little bit, it could be because they are making these choices. They may be figuring out what step and action they want to take next in your connection or with something else in their lives. But also know that even if you're not in connection or communication with your Divine Masculine right now, there is a lot ticking along in their minds and their overall energies as to how they want to move forward and many other things in their lives at this time. So let's look into the Divine Masculine's headspace. I've already pre-shuffled these cards. Please know that I won't be reading cards in reverse. So if you see me flipping cards around, it's just because they're in reverse. Unless I've been intuitively guided to leave them in reverse, then I will. So what is in the Divine Masculine's headspace at this time with regards to their twin flame connection? What is in the Divine Masculine's headspace at this time with regards to their connection? So there's some kind of transformation occurring with this Death card here. Some kind of healing, some kind of heartbreak. Well, so for some of you, you may have recently gone into separation with your Divine Masculine, or you may have had a bit of a falling out, some conflicts may have arisen. However, for those of you who may have been in separation for a while, or the conditions and context around your relationship, your connection with your Divine Masculine, make it so that you either are not currently or have never been in a committed type of relationship with your Divine Masculine. Something has occurred where they could have broken up with someone, you guys have broken up and gone into separation, and things are starting to change for the Divine Masculine. So they're getting rid of things that no longer serve them. There is a death here to something. This is not a physical, literal death, but I feel like there is a closing out of the old way of being and the old way of feeling and showing up in this connection. And this again could have a lot to do with this choices card. As this transformation is occurring, it's actually allowing a lot of time for the Divine Masculine to emotionally heal as well. This is in their headspace. So at this point, I feel that the Divine Masculine is really thinking about their feelings. So they may not have this trickle down into their heart space. We'll have to get to that point in the reading first to really see what's going on. But the Divine Masculine are really processing how they feel, what they want to get rid of. So there could be emotions or baggage or even past wounds that they've been carrying with them into their relationships, into their connection with you, that they no longer need to carry. And so they're trying to heal that out. They're trying to close out that chapter in their lives and make way for new balanced emotions to come through. But there is a kind of a heartbreak here. So this could be really balancing and understanding, getting clarity on how they feel about a possible breakup or separation with the divine feminine. And it could also be a closing out of a karmic relationship. They could currently be in a karmic relationship that is actually really hard for them to deal with. It may be bringing up for them things that they need to heal and balance out emotionally in order to end the cycle with their karmic partner and move forward onto better things with their divine feminine, because sometimes both the divine masculine and the divine feminine can have relationships outside of this twin flame connection, and that's because there are lessons and growth involved in these connections that are still very significant. They're very spiritual still, even though on the surface it may not feel that way or look that way. It's all for a reason. It's all unfolding as has been planned before you guys incarnated in this life cycle. And so they may need this to trigger in them things that still need to be balanced out, so that they actually have an opportunity for some better time, some better luck, some good cycles to start taking place where they can let go of all of this heartbreak and guilt and sorrow. They may also be experiencing guilt and sorrow about what this possible third party situation could be placing on the divine feminine at this time, and understanding that as they go through this, as they purge this experience, these emotions, and mentally process and get it all in alignment for themselves, that better and bigger and better things are able to come forward as a result. So now let's look at the divine masculine's heart space. What is in the divine masculine's heart space with regards to this twin flame connection? Wow. So the divine feminine, regardless of whether you're in separation, communication, union, whether your divine masculine is in a third party situation, you are heavily on their heart. This connection is heavily in their emotions. And so I do feel that this Death and Temperance card is about clearing out these things mentally, so that they have this room in their heart space to really feel that connection, really get in tune with what it is they want emotionally and intuitively as well with regards to this connection. I feel that the divine masculine really see you as someone who knows what you want, understands this connection deeper than they do, and have spoken a lot of truth to them. So if there has been a recent separation as a result of a conflict or argument, they recognize that this wasn't you possibly just rocking the boat or saying things out of spite. You weren't trying to stick the knife in, stick the sword in. You were just coming with truth and clarity. You were speaking your truth. You were being your authentic self. And I feel that as a result, the divine masculine has really decided to look at what it is they really want. This card here, the Four of Cups, they've got these 3 cups physically in front of them. It's there, it's ready for them to reach out to, but they've got this card up here in the clouds, which is, it's not material, it's possibly looking at the spiritual connection and the emotional connection between the two of you. But I do feel that as a result of whatever has occurred and whatever is closing out for the divine masculine, they're really trying to figure out what they want to focus on, what they want to bring down into their physical world and move forward with emotionally and just directly with the divine feminine. Because again, the Empress card, to me, it always represents the divine feminine here, and this is what I feel this cup up in the air is that how can he or she, how can the divine masculine ground this connection with their divine feminine, because they know that this is a sacred, deep, strong, unbreakable connection with their divine feminine. But they are also understanding that they've got some issues that they need to address. They've got some either self-sabotaging thoughts and behavior patterns. They may need to look at their ego, get their ego in check a little bit. It doesn't have to be ego as in arrogance or being someone they're not. It could just be letting go of defense mechanisms and coping strategies that are almost blocking this love to come forward, creating this imbalance emotionally within them, and allowing this heartbreak to come in. They could literally be thinking about how heartbroken they are at this breakdown in this connection, if that is what's going on. And so again, this choices is a very big deal in this whole reading so far, because they need to figure out how they're going to break these chains that have been holding them back. Maybe that if they are in a third party situation, they need to figure out how to break that bond, how to break those cords off, so that they don't have to constantly relive that cycle, and allow themselves to have this beginning and this more pure and clear connection with their divine feminine. But regardless of what they're going through, regardless of how your connection looks on the surface and is unfolding at this time, you're very much in your divine masculine's head and heart space at this time, and are heavily part of their choices that they are making as well. They're wanting to make choices that are right for them, but that are also right for this connection. So let's look into the divine masculine's 3D physical energy with regards to this connection. What is in the divine masculine's physical space with regards to this twin flame connection? Whoa. I am not shuffling very well today. I'm sorry about that. What is in the divine masculine's physical space with regards to this twin flame connection? So we've got the Queen of Swords, and now we also have the King of Swords, which is quite interesting. The Four of Wands. Another card I see as a sort of twin flame card, Ace of Swords. So these choices that this divine masculine is making, this collective group of divine masculine, is really bringing a lot of clarity and a lot of almost like mental breakthroughs or aha moments with regards to this connection and where they are in their lives as well. So I feel as the divine masculine is making these choices, going through this healing process and letting doors close that really don't need to be open, ending out negative or lower vibrational ways of being and seeing the world in themselves, they themselves are also able to come into this more clear, knowledgeable type of energy. With this bird here, I'm really feeling that the divine masculine may also be getting really connected with their spiritual side. So they may be recognizing signs and synchronicities around them at this time that points them towards this union, this connection with their divine feminine, understanding that there is more behind the scenes than what they are picking up on, and that regardless of where they are in their lives right now, they really can't shake this connection. So it could also be that they've been seeing you around physically. It could be that songs have been coming up, your name has been coming up, and this has actually been also appearing in private readings that I've been doing, where a lot of the divine masculine really are getting these kind of external signs and synchronicities that are pointing them towards their divine feminine, regardless of if they take action on it or not. But because of whatever this is that is occurring and the healing that they've been going through, especially mentally, this is bringing in this like new clarity, this new beginning of wisdom and understanding of how to move forward, what this all means. And as a result, I feel that the divine masculine really want to take physical, actionable steps towards their divine feminine. They want to come forward to you and express their dedication and their passion for not only the connection between the two of you, but to continue forward in this journey with you. There is a little bit of confrontation or defensiveness coming on here though. So It could be that for some of the divine masculine, their situation that they're in just doesn't allow for the two of you to be together at this time. It could be, again, with the Devil card, that they still need to get rid of some defense mechanisms and coping strategies that aren't serving them. They may feel attacked even if they're not, but also there could just be external reasons for why this connection may not be in union at this time, or just not moving forward as smoothly and as fluidly as you both would hope. So these things need to be looked into. Your divine masculine is up on this pedestal, and so it shows that whatever is coming in at him at this time, he or she is safe. They're able to have the upper hand in this situation. They just need to make the choice of how and why, and just everything behind what they are fighting for. What are they fighting for? And I feel that that's becoming much more clear and accurate and balanced within them as well as they go through this, and so they are able to close off cycles. So it could also be, if they're in a third party situation, that they need to close this off. It may be financially not viable right now, or it may be that there are children involved, or just, you know, a lot tied into this third party relationship, that they need to take some time to really figure out how they're going to move forward and start this new cycle with you. I feel that a lot of the divine masculines, regardless of where they're at in their lives, regardless of if they're with you, with a third party, or just on their own figuring out their journey at this time, that they are all really aware that there is some kind of end approaching, not a negative end. They've been through a lot at this time up until this point, and they know that they've got what it takes to step into the next phase of their journey. And so I feel this just comes straight round back to the choices card, and what do they want to do from here? Where do they want to go from here? How do they want to move forward towards you? How do they release this possible karmic or heavy energy around them that is not serving their highest good, and that is getting in the way of union and fostering this connection between the two of you? So before I end this reading off, I just want to use these oracle cards again, and I want to get a look at what is going on in the 5D between you and your divine masculine. So for this section, I am going to pull a card for the divine masculine, but also a card for the divine feminine, with regards to what is going on in the 5D connection between the two of you. Because even if you're in separation, or you may even be in union but just be experiencing some ups and downs at this time, your higher selves are always in connection, always in union, and there's always a bigger plan, a bigger reason behind what you're experiencing at this time. And so through looking at the 5D connections, we get to get a little bit of a glimpse at what could actually be occurring there. So we've got move forward for the divine masculine. What about the divine feminine? Just going to pull a card. Emotions. So I feel at this time in the 5D, the divine masculine is really getting pushed to move forward. So they're spending this time with their choices, figuring out what they want to do, where they want to go. And the divine masculine in the 5D is being shown that they need to move forward, no matter how hard the decisions are, no matter how difficult the healing is and the balancing out and the ends of or the death of the old is for the divine masculine. They cannot stop moving. They cannot go backwards. They have to move forward. And I feel like they are moving forward, even if it's baby steps, even if the divine feminine doesn't see it, it's happening. And so for the divine feminine with the emotions card, I really just feel that this is about the Divine Feminine really embracing all of the emotions that are unfolding at this time. If you've recently gone into separation with your Divine Masculine, of course you're going to have a whole bunch of different types of emotions bubbling up to the surface. Feel them all. Don't just try and push them away or pretend that you're not feeling them. Don't get misled with things such as the law of attraction, where like, I believe in the law of attraction, but it's not about ignoring or avoiding the negative and difficult emotions and thought processes. It's about diving into them, figuring out why they're there. Where are your emotions coming from? Are these directly related to something that's been triggered from your Divine Masculine? Or is this something that you've carried on from childhood? Is this childhood wounds? Are you picking up on your Divine Masculine's emotions? Because to me, this card could also be representing that at this time, a lot of the Divine Feminine and the Twin Flame Collective could be having really strong clairsentient intuitive abilities at this time. And so also take a look at what are your emotions, what emotions should you own, and what emotions can you let go while your Divine Masculine is making these choices. Because it's all well and good to feel your Divine Masculine, understand the emotions that your Divine Masculine is going through and the work that they're doing, but you cannot heal them for them. You can send back healing energies, you can send back unconditional love, you can send back pure vibrations, but they need to be able to do this for themselves. Otherwise, when other things come up in their lives, they're not going to know how to heal it for themselves, and you are not always going to be aware or pick up on their emotions, because you'll be working through something that you need to work through. So and also it drains your energy. When someone tries to heal another person's energy, or just naturally does it, it takes energy from yourself. So if you're constantly sitting here feeling your emotions, which will already be a lot and intense, and then you're trying to figure out and transmute your Divine Masculine's emotions, you are going to drain and you may even burn out. So make sure that you're understanding the barrier and boundary between your feelings and their feelings, emotions, so that you know what to work on and what to put the most effort into. Because ultimately, by working on yourself, by working on your own energies, that is how you allow this union to naturally take place in its own divine timing, how it's supposed to take place. So hopefully this reading has resonated with you. If it has, please feel free to like and subscribe to this video, to this channel. But if things don't resonate with you, then please feel free to let it go. Don't make it fit if it doesn't. Say you've gone through this reading and even 80 or 90% of it resonated with you, and then there's a bit in the middle that kind of just didn't make sense. Leave that bit out. Do not force it to make sense in your story, because your story is your own, and what you know and your intuition and all of this comes above any reading or video that you may watch. So definitely don't put yourself through any unnecessary harm or worry or just energy that's not yours to own. And yeah, so I will leave this video here, and I will come back at another time with a reading for the Divine Feminine. Thank you very much. Bye.